Today I want to talk about how to safely store gas. In a disaster situation or in, even in a winter, you want to have at least 20-25 gallons of gas at your disposal. This could be for running your generator to running your vehicle, and it's extremely hard in a disaster situation to be able to obtain fuel, for instance. And so the proper way of storing it is, of course, 5-gallon containers. This is actually for my lawnmower. These containers, there's so many different ones, and let's talk about that first. These, I don't really care for at all. And the simple fact that if you store these and they get a lot of heat, they expand, and so you have a lot of gas vapor from that. And so I'm not really particular on these. You also have a bigger one. Of course, it's a lot thicker than these. And this is actually for my ATVs because it's easier to pour this way. These I actually like, and I trust these far more than I would the cheap Home Depot or wherever you buy these. I don't care for them. One of the best is like the Carry Boys for the Jeeps. They're made out of steel. I would recommend that probably more than any other thing. Another thing to remember, you shouldn't probably store this much gas in a garage. It does gas out. The fumes are what will explode faster than the gas will. And so I don't recommend storing this in the garage. Store it behind your house, for instance. If you don't have an outside garage or a storage shed, go with the metal and the heavier duty plastic and actually store this outside. Just cover it up, make sure it's not in the sun or anything, and that's far safer. If you're going to take and store gas, it's best to use it within 6 months. Most gas will last 6 months if it doesn't have any ethyl alcohol in it. So always try to get the fuel with no ethyl alcohol. If you do get gas with ethyl alcohol, of course, you use Stable. There's a lot of brands on the market. This one is just easier to buy at the store. You add approximately 1 ounce in a 5-gallon container, and it's cost effective. They say you can store this for up to a year. I would still recommend 6 months. Another thing is, you have your summer fuel, you have your winter fuel. If you're storing this in the winter, try to fill it up as much as possible so that there's no air. The ethyl alcohol in the fuel today likes to attract moisture. And so if you fill this up to the top, the moisture doesn't have a chance really to get in, but you still want to add some fuel stabilizer. If, for instance, you're storing diesel fuel, I have a diesel truck, then of course there is additives for that too. I don't use them. The diesel will go 6 months. If it's in the winter, and this is a little trick, mind you, you can take just a small masonry jar, fill it up with regular gasoline, stick it in with your diesel fuel and mix it up. It's not enough to hurt your diesel vehicle. It'll actually take and help the fuel injection lines. It really cleans out the fuel system, but it keeps the diesel hot enough to where it doesn't gel, because that's the problem in the winter storing diesel fuel, is that it's going to gel on you. So that's a little tip secret. I've talked to a lot of mechanics and a lot of diesel mechanics and drivers, and they all do this. And I've done it myself. It works extremely well. So those are the basics of how to store gas or diesel, and hope you enjoyed this video.